Hi, love bugs. So it's been another long while since I've made a video. You'll have to excuse the mess that is me right now. I feel like this video that I'm making is not really a video that you need to get all glam for or anything. There's been a lot going on this year. Like, just in the last year, it's been crazy. So, I'm doing this live because, well, technology hates me in the last week, or, well, it's always kind of hated me. So yeah, I decided to finally just go live. I just need to apologize for my absence. Even since my last video where I was explaining where I had been before, things have just continuously been happening. I had made a whole video with exciting news to share with you guys, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't ever able to get that video up. And so now I'm back, and this is a really hard video. It's a video I never thought that I was gonna have to make. I never saw myself ever having to make a video like this. So as you've guessed by my title, you can obviously guess what this video is about. So I'm just gonna try to jump into it, and I'm apologizing now for any tears, stuff like that. It's a really hard topic to discuss, and the reason that I'm coming on YouTube and telling everyone is because I feel like the only way I'm going to get through everything is to talk about it, even though it makes me really nervous to make this video, especially live. I don't even know where to start, honestly. So back in January, I decided to try an ovulation kit again. It was the second time I've ever done one. And just, try my luck at conceiving a child. And first time ever, it worked. And I had surgery February 19th, and I was already pregnant, but I didn't know. I had my gallbladder removed, and they did take a pregnancy test, and I had taken one the day before also, and they were both negative. So I was only a couple weeks along, and so that's why it came up negative. So I was already a month late on my menstrual cycle by that point. So by March 12th, when I was 2 months late, I decided to go ahead and take a pregnancy test, and everyone had told me I needed to take a pregnancy test. I guess I just acted different. So I took a pregnancy test, and I took like 10 in the long run, 8 or 10. I can't remember. I took a lot of them because the first one was positive. After those last 2 negative ones, the first one was positive, and I just didn't believe it. I was not accepting of the fact that I was actually pregnant because I just thought that it would never happen for me. So yeah, I was pregnant, and when I finally got to see the OBGYN, I was about 9 weeks along, and well, no, that's false. I was 6 weeks along at my first OBGYN visit. But when I got my first ultrasound, I was 9 weeks along. So almost 10 weeks along. So I was really excited. I never thought that getting pregnant was in the cards for me. I just thought I was just going to be someone who didn't get to have kids, and it was always something that really was upsetting to me, but I was trying to just learn how to live without being able to be a mom. My husband and I had planned to just travel and just do all sorts of other things because we didn't think that I could have a baby. And then I got pregnant, and it was like, just an amazing feeling. I was so excited, even though I didn't really believe it till I heard the first heartbeat, which is the most beautiful sound in the whole world, hearing your baby's first heartbeat. So everything was going good. I've gained a lot of weight. I felt like I gained a lot of weight pretty fast, which isn't really a good thing, but I was excited about it. For the first time ever, I was excited about gaining weight. But I was also, I feel like I kind of just never felt like something was right. Anyway, at 17 and a half weeks, I went to the OBGYN hoping that they would be able to tell me early what I was having. I was really excited. I wanted to know if I was having a boy or girl. And instead, the doctor didn't hear a heartbeat. And, he told me I was still stretching and growing normally. And so he said he would get me into the ultrasound. And that was also the week where they were doing all sorts of blood work to see, to check for deformities and defects and everything like that. So I did all the blood work, and then I went into the ultrasound room, and the ultrasound tech was very quiet, and she took longer than she normally did to find any, normally, she would be able to get the heartbeat right away, and she would take a picture right away, and it would, ultrasounds are very fast, but that day, it just seems like it dragged forever and ever and ever. And so she finally put up this picture that had red and blue on it, and I asked her what it meant, and she said it was blood flow, and that is when my heart just sank, because there was so little of the colors that I just knew something was wrong. So she immediately told me that she was going to have to go get the doctor, which is the second clue I had that I had probably lost my son. I didn't know it was my son then, but when she came back, he had already stepped out. So she told me I had to wait until an hour later to talk to the doctor. So we drove around for an hour, and of course I was crying hysterically because I just knew, they couldn't find a heartbeat, and there was just so little blood flow that I knew that I had lost my baby. So when I went back, my OBGYN explained that he thought it was probably a defective or missing chromosome, and that is how I lost my baby, and that I was going to have to go deliver him because either I was too far along, or my body just didn't realize that I had lost the baby and that I was going to have to pass it, and just wasn't passing it. So yeah, I had to go to the hospital and I had to deliver him. And they give you this medicine called Cytotec, and the Cytotec is what makes you deliver. And they told me that usually people have to take 4 or 5 doses before it kicks in, or before it makes you deliver, but the 3rd dose is what pretty much caused me to deliver. It was the worst ever experience ever in my entire life, that I would never ever wish on my worst enemy. It doesn't matter if you're 2 weeks pregnant, or 6 weeks pregnant, or 10 weeks pregnant, or 20-something weeks pregnant. It doesn't matter. If you have a baby that lives past birth to be 5 weeks old, or 22 years old, or, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. And the statistics say that it's every 1 in 4 women who lose their child, but which is very common. I mean, not very common. It's very it's a lot. It's a lot of women. But I feel like it's more because there's just so many people that I've talked to in the last week that have been through this. and it breaks my heart for every single person who's ever been through this. I used to be friends with a girl who had a miscarriage. It just makes me feel for her even more now, years and years later. I don't know, you guys, when I delivered my son, they told me that they thought that I had probably lost him at 14 weeks. And so for 3 weeks, I read to my baby, and I sang to my baby, and I talked to my baby, and he was already gone. And I just didn't know. I'm sorry. So, nothing can really prepare you for something that is so devastating. You know, and I've been through a lot of heartbreaking things in my life, and I keep thinking I've literally been through the worst ever. You know, I got through a very traumatic experience in my first marriage and the divorce, and I've barely gotten through my dad's death. And now I feel like every time I think, oh gosh, you know, I've been through the worst that there possibly is, when losing my baby blows all of that out of the water. This was a child that I made out of love, that I wanted, that I planned for. And he was born, and he was 2 ounces. He was 2 ounces, and he was 7 inches long. You know, like, losing a child, you will never, ever be the same ever again. You know, I don't even know half the time how to put one foot in front of the other. Everything just seems very senseless. And obviously it's still fresh. Reese was born on May 5th May 5th. I'm such an idiot. Reese was born May 30th. I don't know why I said May 5th. He was born May 30th at 5:41 in the morning. That was the worst. It was the worst experience ever, giving birth, knowing that he wasn't going to be there. He was due November 3rd. I don't know. A lot of things have happened in the last week, since I lost my baby, and I've already gone back to work because I don't like to be at home alone. And I don't want to be at home alone, but I don't really want to be at work either. So, things are just really difficult right now. And the reason I'm sharing this, the reason that I've decided to do this so fast, is because it's my wish to be able to help other women who go through this. And there's so many of us. I just wanted to reach out, honestly. I wanted to tell you guys where I've been. I wanted to tell you guys that I wanted to share my pregnancy journey with you. And unfortunately, like, the first few weeks, you know, that I'd planned to share with you, I just hadn't been able to get technology to work for me. I still am having trouble with that. So, yeah, I just wanted to reach out and tell you guys that it's okay to not be okay. So, here's to wishing you guys infinite love. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. I have no idea how to stop this, by the way.